And when did the government start understanding they needed this information then with like the census? When did that come about? Do you remember?
I'll answer that. I'm not entirely certain even if today they have. If you look at the response to getting data in from schools about children that are being educated, children of key workers,
Mm.
the solution they've got together there hasn't really helped schools. It's an add-on which requires schools to do more work than is strictly necessary. It took a long time to convince the department, whatever it was called at that time, to go electronic. I've exaggerated in terms of them not understanding the importance of it, but I don't really know how to express it. I don't think their first thought is how can we do this without imposing things on schools. What's there already? What can we ask suppliers to do? They do have a difficulty in that it's a commercial market, and so they can only ask suppliers to do things under the way they construct themselves at the moment. I think they could be more prescriptive. So I think they could actually put a kite mark on something and demand that it does certain things. That's the way, if I was in the civil service, that's the way I would go. So I wouldn't allow a school to buy an unkite mark solution. And that kite mark, if the government needs information on children that are key workers' children, then you need to respond to this and quickly. But it's not the philosophy that works at the moment.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's interesting because I remember many times when going to the DfE and ultimately the pushback from suppliers was always, you pay us to do this and we'll do it. And actually that's, governments are never going to do that.
And they touch on the other problem that I think suppliers have got is that their user bases are not big enough to allow the type of investment that is needed in today's world. So, a user base of say 2% is very small indeed. And I suspect that you're probably running up debt with that type of user base rather than actually making enough money to invest properly. So you're probably having to persuade investors that you're onto a winner, and that must be quite time consuming.